Yo. Yo. Law. I just did a long version of the harassment charges that are on me. Very quickly, I'm going to do a short version, and this will be the version that I can just send to friends and then say, if you are more interested, watch the other version. It has all of the details that I could fit onto a video. So, a few months ago, I made some videos, and prior to that, I had sent some messages to people on Instagram who had been stalking me and playing part with this woman, with this fake woman here, that is being used to harass me. Some people created a fake woman and have been harassing me with this character, Stephanie Yostin. She's portrayed by multiple women. She's obviously not a real woman. It's obviously being used to harass me. It's hurting me. When I've spoken out about it, I made YouTube videos about it, and I told certain women that I believe are playing part. I told them, like, satirically, bring your butthole, because I know they're not using it in a real way that's good. I know they're using it in a way that's harassing and abusive, and it's being covered like I'm in some kind of Truman Show, and I can't see my whole reality, like Channel 2, Channel 11, Channel 13, Channel 26, and the Spanish-speaking channels, Univision and Telemundo, and all the news here, Byline and, you know, the independent stuff, Houston Press and Houston Cron. Everybody should be covering this. And I'm in some kind of Truman Show where they aren't. Despite the fact that I think I'm being listened to and watched by all sorts of things, because that's what's being impressed on me. And I'm being banned, so I can't talk out about this on social media. Like, they're violating my digital rights. But when I did speak out on YouTube, I made a YouTube video and I sent messages to certain people to get them to stop harassing me. They're satirical messages. If I wanted to hurt them, I would have hurt them. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be tortured and harassed. These women, Brittany Deor Bragasso, Nicole Aguilar, and Bethany Paget. Brittany, if you went to Lutheran High North, these women, Brittany Orlando, Nicole Fritchie, and Claire Paget. I sent a copy pasta message to a bunch of women saying, like, come for an interview because I'm being watched and harassed. And they took it to an extreme where they pretended like I'm not on some kind of public show where I'm being harassed and abused, and where women have figured out they can skirt the law and abuse me. They've lied to Detective Nick Vo, who has created these charging instruments and the complaint to be here, which this is the probable cause, and Nick Vo had to commit perjury. You can see he references the video, which I believe is the video that I was talking about earlier. It is like the most watched video on my thing. Though I believe it's more watched, and this is just being like I'm being shadow banned. But this video, Fluffy, Brittany Orlando, and Amy Jurgen, Disney Assassins, like it's literally called Fluffy, which is in reference to not only some girls that I know, Sabrina Lashley, but Gabriel Iglesias, who she went to a show after I posted stuff up on my Twitter. She's specifically trying to track to my movements. And Disney Assassins, which Amy Jurgen is a girl from my school, but that's also The Secret Life or something. And it's like, I think these people are based off of my reality. But anyway, I'm being satirical. And instead of taking it as such, which it obviously is, and I'm obviously trying to deal with an issue where I'm being clearly harassed by multiple women, Nick Vo even says, well, why can't you ignore these women? Why can't they ignore me? You wrote up harassing charges. You didn't write up harassing charges for me. These aren't even true. I've spoken to these women since 2009. A lot of these are partial truths, and all three complaints are not the same thing because I moderated my reaching out to try to engage this in a way where I'm being harassed, but I can't get, the police aren't engaging it. I already reached out to the police. They had me in a mental place, and they didn't want to listen to that this was going on. So the police don't care, except when they need to make a point to me. So these women put these charges on me, and these charges have been on me for months. But in addition to this, my neighbor, Stephanie Malin, had me evicted, even though from the Sovereign at West Dallas. So the Sovereign at West Dallas is this place, the luxury apartment on Dallas that has some of the nicest views. You can see it from my videos. While I was living there, they were messing with my power, literally cutting me off at my fuse box. While I'm hurting, they're harassing me and abusing me. And a bunch of women, these women included, are harassing me, and I can't get the police to help me. Instead, they put false charges on me because I think the men are sleeping with the women. If not, in the least, they're protecting the women in a way which is wrong, a double standard, and is really obviously abusive and doesn't respect my rights. Tomorrow, I have a notice of evaluation. It is Friday, April 5th, 2019 at 11:30 at 49 San Jacinto, fourth floor, room 413. I believe this is abusive. Judge Baldwin is just trying to make me feel bad and coax a crazy argument out of me while these people are abusing me from a distance. She's put on no weapons, a curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., abide by MHMRA, who they were listening to Joel Macaluso's perjury before they listened to my obvious truth. Attend a psych eval where they're obviously just gonna say I'm crazy and abuse me further. This is not legitimate, and it's an abuse of my rights. And just because Joel Macaluso perjured himself to say I'm crazy, these people are fucking with me and trying to steal my life away and rape, torture me. I believe it's rape, torture because these women who've been bonded to me, these Stephanie Yostin characters who seduced me, which this book, a lot of the book I talked today in the Proverbs, this book is about seduction, right? I mean, this book is about wisdom. The Proverbs are about wisdom. And a lot of the wisdom is about a safeguard against bad company. Flight from the seductress, on where a wise man's love should be. To preserve you from the alien woman, from the stranger with her wheedling words. The woman comes to meet him, dressed like a harlot wrapped in a veil. However, they figured out with Stephanie Yostin, they wouldn't be able to trick me with a woman dressed like a harlot. So they dressed her in bridal gear, though I guess that's modern day harlotry somewhat, because it's not actually most of these women's husband. And because it's the first woman, it's the man who you're connected to sexually, who you've one flesh with. Draws him on with her seductive patter. So these women seduced me, and these other women are playing part in harassing me. Else, in the least, something's up with that where I'm not being allowed to reach out in public to deal with this situation of harassment and abuse, and you can see a lot of people are hurting because of it. This is wrong. It's against a number of my rights. I've pointed out me saying things to them is my First Amendment right. If they said, no, stop it, and I kept going and I kept going, then that would have been okay. I didn't do that. I literally sent the messages and like basically pulled a fire alarm. Instead of putting out the fire, the police came and shot the victims and robbed the money out of the bank, and they're abusing me and they're raping the women. This is wrong. This needs to end. Judge Baldwin, you're playing part in an abusive event. These women can't be used. If the Stephanie Yostins are used by law enforcement, they are being used in a rape fashion. They've been used to bond to me. They are connected to me. It's hurting me that they're being used in any other way than helping me. People are keeping me in a state of death. That's what it's talking about in the Bible. It's hurting me. This needs to end. You end this now, or that's why the burning lake exists with your name on it, Judge Baldwin. It's my knee. Because, magistrate, you're the final judge being used to hold down like a rapist on my being. After you make your decision, some higher court will make theirs, and into the lake you go. Same thing with Nick Vo. So, make realistic choices. Everybody who wants their rights. Thomas Hernandez, this is what I was talking about. Speak out for me. This is why I'm going crazy. I'm being hurt. It's physically hurting me that they're doing this. It's difficult to prove. I can't do it without them helping me. So, all right, have a blessed one. Yeah.